We are live. Hello, hello, hello. It's match evening. It's the Brighton game in half an hour. So let's do a quick 10 minutes looking at the delusional tweets. As we always do every day, here we are with the 3 most delusional tweets I have found in amongst a vast ocean of craziness on the wonderful app that is X, which provides so much bread for us in the form of absolute maddening cult-like Arsenal fan behaviour. And this is what we're here to talk about today. Number 3. We're right in at number 3. Let me see how I make this bigger actually. Let me just make this slightly bigger. Dum dum dum. Come on, son. There we go. There we go. Kelawele joined. I hope I pronounced that right. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. He says, what Arsenal fans have done today is why people are scared and don't want Arsenal to win the league. They're scared. That's that word again. Everyone's scared of us. They know Arsenal fans will come for them and all for every single thing they've said against us. Just win us the title, Arsenal, and leave the rest to the fans, please. Like, number one, like, no one's necessarily going to be listening to you. Everyone's probably just going to mute you for a start. If you start going off on people and you start like dragging people through the mud, you think they're just going to kind of like, do you think they're just going to kind of put up with it? They're just going to kind of watch you. They're just going to mute you basically, or block you or whatever. It's not personally what I would do, but most people will do that. So there's that already. I mean, I think a lot of people are probably prepared for a lot of muting and blocking if we win the title. So those people aren't scared of that. They're probably just mildly annoyed and vaguely trepidatious, having to do the work of muting so many crazy people who are atting them instead of actually going out into the real world and having a street party or having a little house party or going to a pub or bar or whatever and actually do some social things with actual 3D people. Other than we know what these people, we know what the likes of Kelawele and his, good lord, he's got 127,000 followers. Wow, 127,723 followers, you know. And with all that, so this is probably why he's just online all the time, isn't it? I mean, when we win the title, he's going to be there. I mean, I'm going to be down the road, obviously geographically blessed to be living in North London, geographical privilege that not everybody has. I mean, I'm guessing Kelawele doesn't probably live in London, so that's not his fault, obviously. He's in Ghana, although I mean maybe he could move here. I suppose there's something he can do about that. He's not a child. Well, maybe he's a child. I think a lot of these people have the mental age of a child, so it's not a massive leap of the imagination that they could actually just be children running these accounts. Although it would be impressive to have 130,000 followers if you were an actual child. But yes, Kelly, look. The reason I picked this is that people aren't scared. People aren't scared of Arsenal winning the league. People aren't scared of Arsenal. They're just extremely annoyed by the delusional nonsense that our fans say. And this is just another example of it. This is just another example of the hubris and delusions of grandeur, the grandiosity of all the things that our fans say. And yeah, it's just a shame. It's just a shame that we have to be on the cusp of winning a title, yet it's almost kind of tainted by the fact that we're now so hated and disrespected. And these people like Kelly like to say we're disrespected because we haven't won anything and blah, blah, blah. But it's not because of that. Because we were still, to some degree, respected when we weren't winning stuff under Wenger. Although, having said that, we were still winning FA Cups, multiple FA Cups, not just one, to be fair. But yeah, it's a little bit of a... I think this guy's kind of got the thing twisted a little bit. It's not that people are scared of Arsenal fans coming for them. It's just that they can't be arsed with it anymore. They can't be arsed with listening to what we say. Well, I say we. I'm not bundling myself in this. They can't be arsed listening to what the Arsenal fans say, who think we're going to win everything, who think we're going to win the quadruple with the greatest squad in Europe, with the greatest manager in the world. They're sick and tired of that sort of thing. That's why they express kind of exhaustion, really, with all and sundry to do with Arsenal. 80% of the fan base, I know some people think it's 95%. I would say 80% is a more fair, accurate summation of the amount of fans who promulgate this delusional nonsense. And that for me has dropped. It used to be 90, it's probably dropped to about 10% this season, but there's still a hell of a lot of people in our fan base that do this. And that's why even good friends of mine who I've known for 20 years now hate Arsenal fans. And it's not because Arsenal are winning. it's because of the lunacy of the fan base. And they'll say this, and I'm talking about people who don't go on social media, because when I make this point to people who are like this guy, Kelly, they seem to think it's, oh no, that you're listening to the media, it's all like they're being brainwashed by the media, which is kind of ironic because these guys are being brainwashed by the Arsenal media and the Arsenal PR. But it's not that. If you talk to actual 3D people, they will all describe how their in-person interactions with Arsenal fans are just becoming unbearable. And that's where we're at these days. That is where we're at. Number dos of the mutant tweets is from the Arsenal attorney. I don't think he's going to be defending anyone anytime soon, let's be fair. 1,646 followers. So a small fry compared to Kelly, but maybe he's on his way up. When did he start? When did he join? Are we being unfair? When did he join? He's in LA. January 2020. There we go. He's got a picture of him with Robbie on the front. Oh dear. Oh, there you go. So we know where this is going, isn't it? He's put simply, the tweet in at number 2, simply, I think you guys need to reassess that Wolves match. And this is after the Liverpool defeat away at Wolves. Number 1, Liverpool are absolutely terrible this season. Whether it's to do with Jota, it's probably partly to do with Jota. That's not an excuse for the whole thing, but there's many, many reasons that Liverpool are terrible this season. And reassessing our draw with Wolves based on that is completely bogus. At the end of the day, Wolves had, 8 or 9 points? They had single-digit points when they played us. Us, the apparent greatest squad in Europe, with the apparent greatest manager in world football. Everyone is elite, multiple world-class players. We drew 2-2. How? Why is that? Are we saying, Arsenal attorney, that in the past few games, or let's just say this calendar year, Wolves have transmuted, alchemized from lead into gold? Is that what we're trying to say here? Pun intended, Wolves playing in gold. Gotta love that. The subconscious working wonders there for Wolves. It's not true. Wolves are playing with a bit more freedom. They kind of know they're down. They've got a little bit more freedom. But for us to say, do you know what, that was a good draw. That wasn't a good draw. We were 2-0 up. What are we reassessing? We were 2-0 up. There's no other way to reassess it. What's his suggestion? I know that he doesn't make a suggestion about what the reassessment should be. Because what would his answer to that be? What are you reassessing it as, a good draw? No, I still don't think being 2-0 up away at the bottom club as Arsenal, who are top of the league and apparently the most amazing team ever, with a bunch of players on at least 150k each a week, I don't think that's good enough. I don't think you can reassess it in any way whatsoever. So that's kind of hilarious. But we will move on to number 1, and then I'm going to grab a shower and we're going to watch the Brighton game. Number 1 is from this young man, Sammy Young, in conjunction with this guy Tomo. So this is kind of like a double one, but we're going to give it to Tomo because he's parroting out a lot of stuff that I've seen many, many times before, and it's sheer nonsense, and we'll explain why in a sec. Well, basically, there's no real explanation. It's just he hasn't won anything. The only reason, as well, like, he says, okay, let me read the tweet first, then we'll dissect it. This is the number 1. This is the winner for today. If Arteta got sacked today, remember that, today, Real Madrid, Barca, Paris Saint-Germain, even Premier League teams like United and Chelsea will be knocking on his door. But sure, let's listen to some YouTube monks who couldn't kick a ball to save their life tell you that it's Arteta out and he's not a good manager. Mental. Hear my neck crack there. God damn. Yeah, someone died from that recently. They cracked their neck and died, the woman. Jesus Christ, that made me think twice before doing any of that shit ever again, because I'm in that habit of going all the time. But she did that and died apparently. I saw this on the news like a month ago. Fuck me. Anyway, if Arteta got sacked today, all these clubs would be coming in for him. Well, no, they wouldn't, would they? You should rephrase that. into if Arteta wins a title, if Arteta wins a double, if Arteta wins a treble or quadruple. That would make more sense. But no, if he got sacked today, that would mean he hasn't won anything other than an FA Cup in 6 years. So how the hell are Real Madrid or Barca or PSG going to go in for him? Forget United and Chelsea, that's just not happening. These clubs would have sacked him. Another reason why this is craziness. These clubs would have sacked Arteta years ago with his record, regardless of how he found the club. Real Madrid expect you to turn it around like that. Same with all those other teams. Chelsea may have kept him the longest. United sacked Amorim. Chelsea would have kept him the longest. But still they would have sacked him way before the 6 or 7, pretty much 6.5 years that he's been here now. So absolutely everything about this is wrong. And then they argue sometimes that there was some interest, I believe from Real Madrid, there was some rumours going around, but this was back in like 22-23 when we were playing that really what was Arteta's best football, most pleasing football to watch in that season, where we just threw it away after the Saliba injury when he should have played Kivior, or he just bought Kivior, he decided to play Rob Holding. Holding played enough games, fucked it up, and then, by the time he brought Kivior in, it was just too late, basically. And then in connection with this, I noticed this lad down here, Sammy Young, he's got a goat next to him. I presume that's ironic. Before Arteta, Arsenal were fighting for top 6. But that's not true, because we were 2 points off third. Emery had us finishing 2 points off third. In fact, Emery would have got third if it wasn't for the irrepressible Granit Xhaka fouling Solly Marsh against Brighton, ironically, at the Emirates this time, to concede a goal, to concede a penalty, to then concede a goal and make it 1-1. And then obviously we drew the game, and that was the 2 points we dropped, which would have got us third. So it's a Xhaka penalty that fucked us up. Emery had us, I think it was 2 points off fourth as well. I think it was like tied on points. But basically, he had us 2 points off UCL. To us to say we were fighting for top 6 is bullshit. If anything, we were fighting for top 6 when Arteta came in. Because when Arteta came in, he took that Emery team and made it worse. If you remember, we finished 8th and 8th. And we finished 5th. No one wants to talk about that. Those are numbers and statistics that nobody wants to talk about because it doesn't fit the he's an absolute genius who can do no wrong narrative. I remember that Ancelotti was a free agent. At the same time that we signed Arteta, Ancelotti went to Everton, finished 3 points behind Arsenal in Arteta's first season, when we finished 8th. Ancelotti finished a couple of points behind us with Everton. Christ. That's not luck, Sammy says, that's structure. This is ChatGPT that's written this, if you look at the tone of it, by the way. Some fans only respect success when it's someone else's manager. And I'll end on this because this is another salient point. So one of my main issues with the delusional side of our fan base is they just don't see Arsenal as a big club, and that's why they think some of the things and say some of the things they say, like, look how far he's brought us, who could do a better job, what manager would come to Arsenal and do a better job, he's changed our lives, all that kind of usual nonsense that we hear from them. Essentially they're describing Emery at Aston Villa. They don't realise it, and it's kind of ironic when they all go on about how Emery's a worse manager than Arteta when they spend most of their time describing the Emery and Villa situation, thinking it's Arteta and Arsenal, and that's the key point. They see Arsenal as the same standard as Aston Villa, and that's where all this kind of stupidity comes in, that he can't leave and all this kind of stuff. So this success, as Sammy puts it, success is finishing in the top 4. Success is, to these people, success is second, and competing in Europe again, like he says. That's not success for Arsenal. That's just progress from where we were, but that's still the bare minimum. For the third biggest club in England, for a club that has such a massive wage structure, for a club that charges such insane prices. You should see some of the prices. If you guys don't know, check out some of the new prices. They put the season ticket prices up again. People have got like hundreds of pounds increases. People are paying 4 or 5 grand for seats next to the corner flag. It's craziness, man. We are paying the prices of champions without having champions, without having the titles to back it up. And that this is regarded as success. And this is regarded as something that apparently Real Madrid would be smashing down the hallowed doors of the Emirates to get this man over to the Santiago Bernabeu. What absolute fucking nonsense. Nonsense. 17 minutes till kick-off in the Brighton game. I'm going to go with 2-1. Like I said in yesterday's video, I'm sticking with that. Welbeck ain't starting. That's a touch for us. I think he scored twice in his last 2 games, or he scored in his last 2 games. And he's been benched. I don't know if he's injured. But that fills me with more hope and more confidence now for this game. So let's go 2-1 Arsenal. But, Tomo, as for you, you mutant, for thinking that Real Madrid, Barca, PSG, Man United and Chelsea are going to try and get Mikel Arteta if we parted company this very day. Mate, you've lost it. You've lost the fucking plot, mate. You get the gold medal for today. Congratulations. See you tomorrow. We are back every day. 3 more crazy delusional tweets. There's so many to choose from. It's just a sea, an ocean, a river, a riviera, a port of potty morons. I struggled for that last word there. I was trying to think of a P word. I was like, what? How can I alliterate this and finish this video on a high? And I failed. So maybe I'm a mutant as well. 15 minutes till the game. This guy is a crazy person. Arteta ain't going to Real Madrid. Can you imagine Arteta at Real Madrid? Fuck me. Can you imagine how long he would last there? The white hankies would be out after about 5 games. That haram football. Tomo, sorry, you fucking sliced this one right out the ground. Mutant of the day. Big up everyone. Like and subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow. Peace.